All right, welcome into the Pillow Talk edition of Pugs and Parker for this Tuesday night. I know I'm not looking at the camera. I'm doing something. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold your horses. There we go. Click on that. No idea why I'm still clicking on CNN and having CNN on during the show. It just feels like habit. It just feels like hi, everybody. How are you? This is the second of two streams that I like to do each and every day. There it is. That's the ding. That means that we're on the air. First one we do at noon. Shut up. Dog is in the other room. This is the second of two streams that we do each and every day. The first one comes on at noon every day. We call that high noon. That is just me, and it is typically a run. Not typically. Why am I doing that? I'm so tired. I don't know why I'm so tired today. That is a rundown of all the things that are trending. Current events, topics, hot topics, things that are trending on all the different platforms. We go through that at noon every day just to get you all prepped up so that you know what's happening. Parker's here. This is the Pillow Talk talking. This is Pug Parker. Oh man, he's got butt. I'm here.
Well, no, I'm here. I'm just waving. That's all.
You don't hear the. Why am I hearing that?
Oh, because I got to do that.
There you go. Oh, the echo scares the crap out of me. Remember, we were like shut down for like weeks because we couldn't figure out what the echo was all about.
Oh, relax.
No, I will not relax. Actually, I should relax. I am so tired today. Hi, James. How are you? What's new? What's happening?
I'm good. I'm pretty good. Having a good week. It just feel like I'm floating through. Like I am just lucky to be me. Like I see people with like real struggles out in the world trying to, go through a divorce, or they just lost their job, or maybe a kid is sick or something, and I'm just skating through, man, just coasting. You ever feel like one of the lucky ones?
No, I do not ever feel like one of the lucky ones. I feel like one of the ones you're describing, but I'm glad you feel like one of the lucky ones. Good for you. That is good. You've earned it.
I don't know if I have. I don't know if I have earned it. That's why I'm enjoying it so much. It's like I'm just kind of a fortunate fella. And part of it is just being alive in America in 2022.
That's part of the good stuff. Wait, that's part of why you're feeling good? That's part of why I'm feeling bad. I am glad that you're here though today.
Oh man, dude, we are so lucky. Didn't we have this conversation before? If you had to go back to any time in history, I couldn't go back before like 2017.
Yeah, and you're ridiculous. Point. Yeah, and you're absolutely ridiculous. We've been through this. Yeah, right. I would go back to what's your cutoff?
2017.
I go back to the 80s.
Oh my God, no, you wouldn't.
Oh my God. Oh yes, I would. What do you mean? No, I wouldn't. We've already been through this. We've had this argument before. Of course, I would. Excuse me. Okay. Often. Okay. I mean, I understand that you're reluctant to go back to a time before what, cell phones. I mean, I just think the
Uber
so much
really
better.
is my cutoff. Uber. And my ultimate Alamo cutoff is air conditioning. I could not live before air conditioning was prevalent everywhere you go.
Yeah, well, I'm with you too, and cable TV as well. I don't want to go back to any time period where it was only 3 channels. Ooh. I also need to have ATMs. I can't be a grown up in a banking world where you have to get to the bank before 1 o'clock.
I know.
Or else you can't get any money out of it.
How responsible do you expect me to be?
That is madness.
Unreasonable. Hey. So when I was super young, we moved out into the country. We were already on the outskirts of Tyler, but we moved even further out into the middle of nowhere to where we only had one channel. And channel 7, when I was super young, when I was like 6 years old in Tyler, it wasn't an NBC, a CBS, or ABC affiliate. It was all 3.
Oh my God.
So you were
7 o'clock in prime time, what did some dude in an office somewhere in this little rinky-dink radio or TV station get to choose if he wanted to air the ABC, NBC, or CBS show?
Yes. So it was like a super channel, and there was never a bad hour of programming, and it shut down at like midnight. They would do a sign off, and then they would do the Pledge of Allegiance at like 4:45 a.m. and then leading to the Farm and Ranch Report at 5 a.m.
And how long did you have to put up with this? That's madness.
They turned off their signal for like 5 hours every night.
Well, I mean, I remember when TV stations used to sign off. That's not that crazy of a thing. But the
Okay,
idea
so you
that
do remember
only
that?
but the idea you only had one station.
It was wild. It was wild. And I remember when we got our
That's
second
wild.
station.
Wild is not the word to describe it.
Tame.
Archaic. Crazy. That's the way to come up. Oh my God. Jeez. And what year are we talking again? Give me the year.
It would be like 1983.
I already had
1984.
cable in 83. I already had 60 stations by 83. Oh my God.
Well, it was either that or going outside and playing with the animals or playing with fire or something stupid.
Yeah, no, I'd rather just lay on my couch in 1983 and flip through the old remote controls. You remember the noise they used to make? No, because you only had one channel. You had no need for a channel changer. You didn't need that. All right, what do you say? What do you say we do a little bit of you got a monologue? Is that
Yeah, I do actually.
All right, here it is. Each and every night around this time, we bring in James into the 1%er Comfort Nest high up atop the 1%er compound in beautiful Highland Park, Texas. He's the man of 1,000 voices. He is a national See, why isn't this playing? He is a global sensation, a comedy legend, and he is a, you know what I'm saying. Here's James. James with the monologue.
Thank you. Oh my God, y'all are so nice. China's birth rate has hit its lowest level in modern history, leaving the country with a severe shortage of babies. And as a result, some factories in China have been forced to hire adults. It's a good start, isn't it? It's a good start.
Solid. Big laugh.
All right. According to a new study, 30 minutes of sex provides an excellent workout, which gives a whole new meaning to the term feel the burn. Or at least if you're doing it with me, yeah.
All right.
Self-burn. In Ohio, a 26-year-old female teacher was arrested for having sex with an underage male student in her car. And that's sad. Our teachers can't even afford an SUV. They gotta...
would you look at?
Misdirection. According to a new report, Russia is planning to fake an attack on itself. And intelligence sources say the Russians are calling the plan Operation Jussie. You know Putin's keeping up with all that good stuff. All right, Paris Fashion Week is featuring plus-size models again this year, Pugs. To give you an idea how big these girls are, their runway shows are going to be at the Charles de Gaulle Airport.
Look at that. Whoa, fat jokes.
Oh,
he loves them. They're been a staple of his act for decades.
Sick burn. All right. Turkey is suffering from its worst drought in 10 years, and that's sad because nobody likes dry turkey.
Oh.
You could have booed that one. I would have been okay with a boo on that one.
Yeah, but you said CSI, so.
Yeah, you don't have to listen to that. This is International Hoof Care Week, or as Rosie O'Donnell calls it, a mani-pedi week.
Oh, my God, another one.
Another sick burn. I like her, so I'm glad she doesn't watch the show. And finally, on this day in 1996, Lisa Marie Presley filed for divorce from Michael Jackson, and the marriage fell apart because she wanted children, and he wanted children. That's an icky end of the monologue.
Very nice. I thought that was a pretty smooth monologue. I was keeping up pretty good on that stuff. Hey, you want to do a moment of joy? Okay, moment of joy.
Yeah, absolutely. Love this.
This is fun. This is good stuff. This is good. Oh, you are dead inside, people. I'm telling you, you are dead inside. I don't want to know you if you don't just think this is the cutest damn thing. Okay, let me set it for you. Here's a little boy at a baseball game. Little boy at a baseball game. How cute is that, right? All right, looks like Mikey Stremski, the grandson of one of the great players of all time, Carl Yastrzemski, Mike Yastrzemski gives. Look at it. First of all, look at that little guy. Look at him. He's all excited. He's so Yaz's grandson, Mike Yastrzemski, he gave this little boy a ball, and then the boy is very excited. I'll pick it up from there.
By Mike Yastrzemski for this young man. This
Mom is like, how cool. First of all, Mom's pretty cute, huh? I mean, Mom looks cute. I know she's got the baseball cap and the sunglasses and the tight T-shirt. That always works. But, yeah, even in the incognito baseball outfit, she's cute.
Look at the L.A. Dodgers hat lady.
I was building up to that, brah. but here's the other thing. You and I aren't the only one that noticed her. He
All
can.
fired up, got the smile. Really,
Yeah.
that's just a cool move by
High fives.
High fives all
Mikey
around.
Dremsky.
Now look, Wade's telling his mom a little secret. She's like, yeah, go ahead, ask her, talk to her.
You know what's funny?
Can I
Like,
give the
that
ball to
kid
that pretty
will
lady?
remember that for the rest
Yeah,
of his
look at
life.
him.
will
Oh, he
be
likes
like,
her.
I mean, it's-
Yeah, you're damn right.
he's
Stop
gonna share
saying.
the ball.
She's like, no. She's like, that's great. Here. Now watch the move. Watch the move.
I bet he's got a new favorite player.
No, baby, you
Mike
can't.
wasn't his guy yet.
That
How
guy.
great is that? How great
Yeah,
is the just
no,
real
no.
smooth? No,
No,
baby, you can't. I want you to have this, girl. Girl, I want
I
you
bet
to
he's got a
have
new
this.
favorite
I want
player.
you to think
Mike
about it
wasn't his
every
guy
time you
yet.
see it. Oh, I can't keep this.
Just
I can't.
awesome.
That's so cute.
And a perfect
Oh,
day
wait,
made
what happened?
by
I just
Mikey
love the
Dremsky for
subtle
this
little
young man.
move with the
This
miss
is
where
what
he
it's
pushes
Yeah, but
all
what
off.
if you're
Look at
Mikey
that
Yastrzemski?
reaction.
You're like, dude, you just tossing my
Yeah,
ball
all
off. I
fired
thought
up,
we
got
had a
the
moment
smile,
here.
really.
I thought I was passing
That's just
along,
a cool
you know,
move by
a legendary
Mikey Dremsky.
ball here, and you're just giving it to the first tart that happens to be sitting next to you, who clearly has a man.
Okay, first
What
of
do you
all,
think?
it's Mike Yastrzemski. It ain't Carl Yastrzemski. Okay, it ain't his Hall of Fame grandpa. It's Mike Yastrzemski. He's all right. I think I look. Here's what I say about this little kid. This is some game. This little kid is
No.
already
No,
knowing
no,
how.
I'm already seeing mistakes. He should have gone for the girl in the tank top behind her.
What?
Got
Where?
right, back it up. Clearly, I mean, maybe not clearly the better choice, but from what limited footage I've seen, maybe the better choice.
Tank top. Oh, this one here?
Yeah.
No.
Now see it in live
Oh,
action
man.
and give me your thoughts.
Dude, he's 4 years old. She's geographically undesirable. He can't get back there. He's looking at the lay of the land and he's going, okay, which one? If I do something nice for this one, I'm going to have 9 innings of baseball.
Well, then he's making a rookie mistake because she has a man.
Oh, and like this kid ain't cuter than him? That kid is cute. All right, I know what you're
Does he
saying.
have a car?
Yeah, all fired up, got the
No,
smile.
and I'm
really.
sure she doesn't want to be a
That's
sex
just a
predator.
cool move by Mike Yastrzemski.
I love it. It's his idea. He's like, Mom, I'm going to give it to her. And she's like, go ahead. Give it
All
to
right,
me."
now look at tank top
You know
back
what's funny?
there.
Like that kid will remember that for the rest of his life.
So-
he will.
So now
Like,
he's
I mean,
giving it to
it's-
her. And she's like,
Oh, and
that's
he's gonna
cute.
share the ball.
But the mitt is so cool when she tries to give it back. It's like, here, you can have it back.
I bet he's got a new favorite
No,
player.
dang.
No,
Right?
baby.
Wasn't his guy
No,
yet.
baby, that's for you. I gave that to you, baby.
It's like he calls them dames and broads,
awesome.
that kind of attitude, you know? Oh,
I love that kid. That kid is
what a
awesome.
good kid.
But I'll tell you what I like most about it. I like that it was his idea. You saw him whisper it to his mom. He whispered to his mom. He's like, Mom, I got an idea. Here's what I want to do. Here's the plan.
Mom said, "Get your game on."
Yeah, get your game on. Mom, don't wait up. I'm going home with them.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going home with them. All right, that was cute. That was too cute. So I'm glad you're here tonight because I got no.
Oh, you want me to go first? Is what you're
You
saying?
could go for it. Here's what I got. All right, here's what I got. So earlier today, during the lunchtime show, I did a high noon. We call it noon every day, Central Time. Oh, by the way, I'm hearing the airplanes coming over, landing at Love Field. So apparently, are we clear of the asteroid that was supposed to be in world-ending event today? I guess the asteroid just buzzed right past us, and they were right. It didn't kill us this time.
Oh, sweet meteor of death. When will you finally come?
Were you not tracking the asteroid today? I actually watched it on that live stream. I couldn't see anything.
I heard the story, but I'm not buying it. It sounded like BS, so I didn't pay attention. Was I right?
One of these times. Well, it was real. They said, here's what I didn't like about the asteroid story. They were like, a potentially dangerous asteroid is going to come closer to us than anyone has come in the last 200 years. I didn't like that they were kind of playing it down. Like they were sort of warning us, potentially dangerous. But the media is such scumbags. You would think they'd be like, this could be an extinction of, that's what I expect from the media. So I was concerned that they were being a little bit decent about the way they were reporting it, because that led me to believe that it's going to hit us and they just don't want us running through the streets.
No, that makes me think the opposite. That means they know damn well it's not going to hit us.
Well, yeah. I don't trust the media. So the asteroid didn't come. But during the noon show, we talked about. I found this list, a bunch of. It wasn't a list I found. It was an article that was going around today. I think it was Variety or Entertainment Weekly or something. Like a whole bunch of film critics from around the country got together and spent the last couple of months trying to cull a list of the 100 greatest films of the 21st century. So the 100 greatest films since the year 2000. And
cool.
I didn't go through. I mean, I did the top 10. That's what I talked about because I nailed number one. When I saw this list, I said, okay, this movie has to be somewhere on here. And I scrolled through the whole damn thing and I got into the 50s and I'm like, where is it? I got into the 40s and the 30s. I'm like, okay, it's going to be a top 20. That's good. And it wasn't in the top 20. It's going to get to the top 10. And I'm like, are they going to leave this movie off? And I get all the way to number one and boom, I called it. I called it. I said, as my favorite movie of the last 20 years, and all of these critics agree that it's the best movie of the last 20 years. And that is, of course, Richard Linklater's genius Boyhood, a film that took him 12 years to make. It showed in real time the aging of 12 years of the characters in the film. Everybody got 12 years older throughout the course of the film. It was just so awesome. I love that movie so much. And it was number one, and I'm so glad to see it was number one. But I thought if we had time, maybe we'll go through a couple of the other ones that made the list. We don't have to go through all of them, but we'll skim through it. I also saw an interesting article written about Saturday Night Live. And, this Saturday, I almost broke my streak. I almost did not see. One of my great bar tricks is that I've seen every episode of Saturday Night Live ever produced. And I almost missed this past weekend's. And after seeing it, got to be honest with you, wish I did. Wish I had. It was so stupid. It was just so dumb. So I found this article basically talking about how Saturday Night Live is gutless. Saturday Night Live is just so corporate and so afraid and so PC. It's like you think of other shows that are streaming on, platforms that are also sketch comedy based and stuff, and how much more adventurous and bold they are. Saturday Night Live is embarrassing at this point. Did you happen to see it this past weekend?
I did not.
You missed nothing. First of all, I knew it was going to be bad when they had some host who I don't know who she is. She's in the new West Side Story musical, movie, the Spielberg movie West Side Story.
Right.
And there are too many people on the cast of SNL who seem to only want to do comedy second, but they just get up for any chance to do musical theater where they get the dance, and there was like a Sound of Music parody, and then there was like a whole montage of West Side Story song. It was like, oh, who is this for? My grandma? She's dead, Saturday Night Live. Nobody in your target demo wants to see this nonsense. It was just awful. Just awful. The news was good. The news is always good. But other than that, ugh. So this guy had a pretty good article, and I thought he had some pretty good points. We could go through that. I also have a thing about the worst fast food restaurants for you, which is just maddeningly stupid, but whatever. Yeah. You got something you want to jump out with? If you got something, I'm all ears, my friend.
Okay. So I had the discussion with my wife. There was a dude in like the Spokane, Washington area who poisoned his wife with like some cherry ice cream or something goofy like that. But it wasn't one of these where like, you've heard about the wife who fed the husband like antifreeze slowly over the course of 3 months. He like deteriorated and died. This guy like killed his wife like that, and it was something that was untraceable. And so they kind of knew that if there's nothing that showed up with the medical stuff, oh, he probably used like an untraceable poison. And so then when they actually go look for like that specific poison, they found like some metabolized version of it, which was close enough. Anyway, so I was telling the wife, I was like, you watch a lot of murder porn. You watch, Discovery ID and Dateline and Cold Case and Law and Order. And, she really loves solving mysteries. And I was like, if I ever come home and like the living room's covered in plastic, like I know what's coming, right?
Something.
Yeah, and so she's like, I wouldn't do it like that. And I'm like, come on, no, just do something quick and easy. Like if you are going to poison me, just do something like this dude in Washington did where you drop dead immediately. Don't be doing the poison me slowly over the course of like 2 or 3 months. She's like, no, that's exactly what I would do. And I would also get, I have to do that to divert suspicion away from me, because if I poison you and you drop dead, they're going to be like, oh man, she must have poisoned him. But if you slowly get sick over the course of months, and then I get like praise for taking care of you
Oh,
and
Munchausen
be
syndrome.
yeah, and being by your side, and no one will suspect a thing if I do it right.
Man,
And
she's put some thought into this.
yeah, but see, that's like the suffering version. I like the Goodfellas rule, where someone just comes up to you in the back of the head, and so you don't
She'll
feel
get,
a thing. You don't even know it's coming. You're dead
she'll
before you
get,
even
she'll
know it's
get caught
happening.
that way. She didn't want to go to jail for you. She
She
just
can
wants.
put plastic down in the living room
No,
like
she's gonna
Dexter.
get caught. No, she's gonna get caught. She's gonna be smart about it. It's gonna be an untraceable. But here, if she was around, I would give her this bit of advice, because the absolute best way to do it, you brought up the poisoning, rat poisoning over the course of a period of time or something like that. That's not how you do it. You know how you can find. They can, if there's a suspicion of any sort, they will test for any number of poisons, and if you have those traits, you know what I mean, like they can find, there'll be poison built up in your blood system or whatever. You can get caught that way. You know how you do it. All right, for you little leaguers out there, this is the most frightening way. And this is the way that I
From
feel.
the twice divorced Pugs.
Yeah, this is a spooky way. Okay, so here's how you do it. Here's how they do it. Glass powder. You get glass and you grind it up into almost a fine powder, and you just add a spoonful of it. Now, it's not a poison. It's not going to show up in your blood system. You're not going to be able to, test positive. There's not going to be any autopsy, and you're going to be in handcuffs a couple of days after that. That's not going to happen with this. Glass powder, a little spoonful of it, and all the meals that are prepared for you over the course of like 2 weeks. And what's going to eventually happen is your stomach is going to, all the food that the glass powder is mixed in is going to be, sucked up into your system. But your stomach is going to be filled with glass, and you're going to begin to bleed internally until at some point you just bleed out from the inside and drop dead. And they think it's an ulcer. They think you just died from a deadly ulcer. Glass powder. Boy, if that doesn't get us banned from YouTube, I don't know what they're doing over there. But yeah, how about that way? Doesn't that way sound freaky?
Has that ever worked?
Yes. Yeah, that's how yes.
Examples? Do you have an example for the class?
No, not offhand. But I remember years ago there was some and this is part of the reason why I say that Russian women are the most insane. Some mail order Russian woman did that to her husband, that he brought her over and she fed him glass powder. But there have been other cases. I also saw it, like the Russian woman thing. I mean, that might be going back 20 years now, that story, but it stuck with me. You can see why that story would stick with you. That's a bad one. And then there was a TV show.
Okay, so Snopes says hiding finely ground glass in food is not an effective method for killing a person. They rated that as false.
Well, maybe quickly. It's not effective over time. That glass, your stomach's not going to devour that glass. That glass.
Well, have you done this? How do you know?
A Russian lady did it like 20 years ago, and it formulated my opinion that Russian women are crazy. And then, was there like The Sopranos, didn't Junior think that his house lady was doing that? And then I think he even quoted the Russian lady story. There was a Russian lady who did that. Yeah, I think maybe it wasn't The Sopranos. Maybe it was like another show like that. But there was a show that did it, and then there was the story that I vividly remember. I remember that's how she. Now I don't know how she got caught. I think that sort of is a flaw in the system, right? And if it's so, maybe it's just so effective that all the people who have done it, they don't get caught because it's effective.
Yeah, because if it is that effective, then we would never know. That's a valid point.
Yeah. I don't know.
But this sounds like an urban legend, though. There was the lady in Russia who did it.
Well, no, she was in America. She was a mail order bride.
Oh, man.
Yeah. She killed off her mail order guy.
Dude, so do you know mail order brides are a real thing?
Yes, of course.
I thought that was like the X-ray glasses in the back of Mad Magazine or something, right?
the horseshoe fish or the horse fish that you would buy, whatever they were. In the
sea monkeys, dude. Sea monkeys.
That's what it was.
Come on. Hold on. You're even older than me, and you should know that. By the way, the X-ray glasses never worked. But I didn't know the mail order brides were a real thing until about 5 years ago. I just do this weird thing where every once in a while I'll pick up a hitchhiker, or the radio equivalent of that is out of the bazillions of people who send you an email or a Facebook message or whatever saying, "Hey man, just let me know. I'll take you out to lunch sometime." One out of 1,000, I just do it. It's the same as picking up a hitchhiker. It's like just Russian roulette, man. Let's.
You don't pick up hitchhikers.
Oh, I do. I have hitchhiker
That-
stories.
Really? That's
Yeah.
that's really,
Didn't I tell you a hitchhiker story when I was working for you?
I don't believe. Yes, and I don't believe. Okay, all right. You're such a
Anyway,
bright fella. What are you doing picking up hitchhikers?
so I go meet with this listener for lunch. He's going to buy me lunch at a nice place on Magazine Street in New Orleans, and he's a retired,
You just having lunch with listeners who
just
say,
a random dude. I do this every once in a while. Just
God.
keep it exciting, Pugs.
You know, you get public events where they come out and you can meet them in a more authentic situation. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, that's all right.
intrigued.
This guy's like 70.
Mhm.
Maybe 72, maybe 75. I mean, dude looks old. He's
Yes.
he's a retired orthodontist. He's got like 10 million in the bank. And he's telling me about how he's going to get his third mail order bride from the Ukraine. And so look,
Third, what happened where's the first two? Guy
Look,
who just randomly invited you to lunch.
dude, they come over, they stay,
Uh.
they are married as long as they have to be married.
And then they're gone.
And then they're gone. Yeah. And it's like 10 years or something. They stay legally married for 10 years. But I think part of the 10 years too is if they stay for 10 years, then there's no chance they'll ever get sent back. And they can also claim Social Security on his record.
Do you remember the guy who had the mail order bride at the radio station where we worked at? Or were you gone by then?
Who did Lispy Lynn do that? Is that what you're talking about?
No, Lee. You remember Lee?
Lee?
Yeah.
The engineer guy?
Yeah, well, he was like sort of an everything guy. I don't know if he was a certified engineer, but yeah, he would plug things in from time to time. It wasn't a union shop. He did some of that stuff. He had a very pretty young Filipino, or maybe I don't know. I thought she was Filipino, but he had a mail order bride. Hey, God love him. You know, whatever. Who am I to judge? But here is what I will judge. The reason we knew about it was because he didn't trust her to be left at home, and he would bring her to work with him every day, and he made her sit in a chair in the corner of his tiny little closet office, and you would walk down the hallway and you would just see this girl just sitting there like this for like 8-hour shifts, just sitting there. And
she's not complaining. She's like, "What do you want me to do?" No. He has access to clean water. This is great.
Yes, this is, there's plumbing. Mr. Lee, can I use the bathroom? Be like, it was very interesting. It was something that I had never seen before. And the women on our show, most notably Kelly and Sybil, the only two women, the women on our show were quite concerned for her welfare. They used to talk about it all the time, about should we talk to her? Should we say something to her? And I remember, I think it was me and Eric, were like, no, you don't want to get involved in that. You don't want to be putting no American lady thoughts in her head. Right now, Lee's got her perfect. Lee's got her the way he paid for her.
He paid a lot of money for that.
I guess.
All right. So don't ruin it for Lee.
I don't know if they're still together. Quite frankly, I don't even know if Lee's still alive. I do not know. I hope he is. He was a fun guy. But that was my only real in-person experience with the mail order thing.
Well, on the other end of the mail order thing, I like to think about it from their perspective. You're just a bright, bubbly, blonde-headed Ukrainian girl who's, I don't know, just maybe her parents escaped Moldova and she has no future there. But she signs up for the mail order bride thing because what's the worst that can happen? You get some 75-year-old retired guy who's just a complete pervert and sees me as an object. Yeah,
that is the worst.
I think I just had lunch with the worst case scenario for a mail order bride.
Oh my God.
All right. The thing about a mail order bride is you're at least getting somebody with money, enough success that they can save up money for a mail order bride. And I know, look, Lee's a pretty good example of the low end of that. But for a lot of, I like this guy was worth a few $1,000,000. He's a retired orthodontist that had a successful practice and sold it off at the end. So she's not coming into a horrible life. It's more luxury and comfort than she's ever known. But boy, that's a hell of a trade off.
It's a nice house as opposed to like a trailer in Forney, or wherever.
Yeah, yeah, and I don't know how he can go through with it because the whole fun of
see pictures. Didn't you demand to see pictures? I'd look. Let me see them.
Nope.
Really? Nope. I want to know what you're getting. What are you paying for?
What do you think he had him on his phone? He could probably barely work his phone. He'd been retired for 10 years.
No, he would have them in his wallet, like any old.
Yeah, right, and flip them out. Oh man, my kids have never seen one of those picture rolls.
No. Should we? I'm intrigued. Should we look through some mail order brides and see what we're dealing with here? I'm thinking that could be a segment in and of itself.
Well, I also remember thinking, hang on, if you can get them from Ukraine, why would you get them from anywhere else? Like that's
right.
That's a pretty nice group of women you're choosing from. But then again, there's dudes who are really into the Asian thing, so I can understand like a Asian mail order bride. But wherever those come from, there's no Japanese mail order brides. That's a first world country. They're not signing up for that. So if you're into the Asian thing, you can't get it from China. The communists are not just giving up women, are they? Where do you get it if you're into the Asian thing? You said Filipino. That sounds like an option.
He had a Filipino.
Is that what they? Because that's what the cruise ships do. They just hire Filipinos.
Do they?
Have you ever been on a cruise ship?
I have not, and I will not ever be on a cruise ship.
It's all right. It's all right. One thing you'll notice is about half of the crew is Filipino, and I haven't figured that out. They have people from all over the world. They'll have like the lady who seats you at dinner is from Belarus. The guy that's hosting karaoke's from Peru. This broad's from Italy. That bartender's from Russia. But half of them are from the Philippines, and I haven't figured out what the heck's going on with that.
All right, you see what we're looking at here?
This is a mail order bride.
Yeah, these are, they front load the good ones. They put the absolute top of the heap right there. And
well, what's the cost? And that's actually amazing. Get out of here.
What is this? What is it? 30,000 what? Best for chatting with Russian. Oh, okay. So these are.
Is that bushels of wheat?
30,000 bushels of wheat.
50 gallons of insecticide.
2 goats and.
Yeah, we turned into Borat real quick, didn't we?
2 goats and a Bible. That's what you get her for. A
right.
Christian Bible. Let's see what else we're doing here. Date Ukrainian women. Fine.
Dang.
Look, my
dang.
Why is this? This one's 100,000 blondes. That's why. Because blondes are difficult to find in certain parts of the world. I guess the blondes are more expensive. Why is this one? Wow. These are not real, right?
I know. No way. No way.
No way. Because I don't know. I'll take the cheap one. I'll take if this is 100, that's fine. That's great. But I'm not hating on this. I'm not hating on this Ukrainian girl. Although
I love her just by looking at her. Are you kidding? Look at her. Jesus.
You take her out to a club.
But she doesn't really like you. Doesn't that take all the fun out of it? Whether it's marriage or even just sex. If the consent is the point. That's the whole point, is the consent.
James, Josephine did not love Napoleon when she first met him. She had to fall in love with him. He made her love him.
Well, I'm not Napoleon, so she's going to be very disappointed. Yeah.
You're not the future emperor of the known world.
No, I live in a house in Flint.
All right, what do we got here? These are all the same ones. Are they all wearing the same dress? What is this?
They just put it on the next girl for the pictures.
Are these all the same girl? Should we click on one of these sites? What do you want? You want to do date Ukrainian girl?
Of course. Yeah, date Ukrainian girls. Sounds amazing. I remember he was specific to Ukraine.
Okay.
You have this guy that looks like Emperor Palpatine buying you a salmon, talking about how he's basically buying a human being.
What is this? Please select your gender. Well, I'm a male. Please state your date of birth. Should we go really old? Should we? What's my date of birth?
No. Let's make it a little raw. Put in your date of birth or just year of birth.
Just go January. I'm not getting a thing for January.
Come on, do the moon date or whatever.
18. What year?
69.
69. Okay.
Nice.
There we go. All right. I have read and understood and agreed to the terms
Whatever.
of the policy. Whatever, of course. Our members are seeking to connect with people from all over the world and have some fun. Does that sound like what you're looking for?
That's right, Pugs. You sure are.
Sign me up, friend.
Your name is Pugs.
What do you want? Okay.
Pugs.
Can you see
so
it?
Glorious. It looks so good. Yes.
What kind of people are you interested in? Skinny, regular, big girls, model type. Model type. If I got to right? Why would I?
Yeah.
You know, you gotta.
Is there thick? There's not a thick?
Should big girls? Yeah.
No.
Should we go with I don't care?
I would be betrayed. No, you're doing model type.
Model type. That's what I want. Oh, I don't want to enter an email address.
Well, you're gonna have to, sir. Y'all don't look at the email. It's yeah. There you go. Sorry, Ed.
What kind of a relationship are you looking for? Dating? Serious. I want to be right. We want to get married.
Yes.
All right. Oh, you know what's going to happen here? I can already tell what's going to happen here. I'm going to have to pay something. All right. Password.
Just the look. Just the look.
Password is going to be Pillow Talk 1 2 3 4. Pillow Talk 1 2 3 4. There we go.
We'll remember that.
Thanks for providing basic. We recommend your registration is confirmed. You're only steps away from browsing our website. You must follow the rules here. You agree to respect the confidentiality of our members while communicating. You agree to treat our members with respect. What are we going to get in a chat? Are we going to chat here? Oh, God.
We better hurry up before Putin invades and they can still get out.
I don't want to save that. I don't need that. Okay. What is this?
Women from Russia and Ukraine. Oh, Putin's got us in his pocket now.
All right. Start your journey.
He's digging through your hard drive right now.
Should we start? Who you want to chat with? You want to chat with Elena? She's on.
What? We can chat now? Shut up.
Apparently, we can chat now. Start your journey.
Go for the blonde one. The blonde one, of course.
You want Ludmilla?
Yeah, yeah, that one.
I gotta be honest. I think I've got a better picture than you, and I don't like Ludmilla. I don't want to chat with Ludmilla.
Oh, I thought we were going crazy with the blondes. Okay, do the first one then.
There seems to be an upcharge.
Well, why don't you pick then?
All right. Who am I going to pick? All right. I don't like Alina's tattoo, so she's out.
Is there not a redhead or something?
There's not.
Here, X out of this and do a search. Do a search.
Okay.
Can't you just like scroll through crap like this?
30% off. Love
Get out of here.
Winter. We don't need. Ooh, here we go. We're on the main page. How old do you want? How old? The 21. That 21's going to be trouble. See her? Right? Can you see it? Are they?
Oh my God, I can see it, but
okay.
I don't know. I have trouble. Look, here's my problem with 21-year-olds. It's like you have to, at some point you have to talk to them. You can't just do it all the time or play beach volleyball or something like that. You're actually going to have to say, what are they going to talk about? And how well do they speak English?
But what are you paying for? You know, I mean, in the time you are doing it, I mean, you know, there is an upside to a 21-year-old, I suppose, right? I mean, what do we pay? But yeah, she's going to get, you know what? She's going to call me at 3:00 in the morning, drunk from a club. You know, she got into a fight. She's going to be on the curb. I'm going to have to go pick her up. I don't want a 21-year-old. That's trouble. I like Lena with the Lena looks classy. None of these girls are available. There is no way.
No, this is too good to be true, isn't it?
There is no way this is real.
No, you got to go. I think you have to go like really on the mature. I don't want to say old, but we'll just say mature. We're talking like at least 24.
Dude, 43-year-old Svetlana?
43? No.
38-year-old Olga? Oh, so no 43.
Olga. There's literally an Olga.
There's an Olga, a Svetlana, an Anastasia, a Ludmilla.
That's funny because Svetlana was the mail order bride they got on Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Carl and Shake split one. They went splitsies on a mail order bride, and her name was Svetlana.
Okay, I found one.
Oh my God, Iona or whatever her name is.
I was gonna say I found my favorite one. I like
chat now. Oh, 27. See, 27's well within the mature enough.
What about cam share? Should we cam share with her?
No. Well, we should send her a link and ask her if she wants to be a guest on the show.
Ed's not going to like this. I'm sure that there are all kinds of viruses that we are now.
Load them up, buddy. This is good content. Hey, see if you can send Iona a link to the show and she can be our guest.
All right, let's chat now. Charm date. Here we go. So where is she? Send a gift. Do you feel the need for female affection? Sure.
Kinda, yeah.
Sure. Why not?
Wait, where is that? Are you on a different window now?
Oh, did it go to a different window?
Yeah. You're getting sucked into an ad or something.
Charm Date. No, I'm on Charm Date now.
Yeah, well, Poog's about to
Oh,
get your Chase account.
oh, now I lost it. Oh, what happened? Hold on. There it is. Yeah, I don't know how to share this with you.
All right.
All right. I guess we can just browse the pictures. That's probably the best. Let's just continue on and see what we got. All right, let's do row by row. Top row. Who are you picking? Ileana, Alina, Ilona, or Victoria?
Alona, but these people, she's not real. That's not available. You can't.
Man,
No way.
She looks
No
like that
way.
Radikowski girl, doesn't she?
Yeah, Emily Radikowski. Yeah.
There's no way she's okay.
No way. That's not real. That cannot be real.
Dory. Where's it? She's the hillbilly from Russia. Dory. Come on.
She don't look like a hillbilly.
No, she don't. She's 22 years old though. We can't.
That's too beautiful. That's ridiculous.
I like 31-year-old Alexandra. I like her on the far left.
Still sounds too good to be true, or looks too good to be true.
All
of these, man. All of these are too good to be true.
Are you seeing the little boxes?
Yeah, that little crap that pops up in the corner. That's annoying, but whatever.
Well, Lena says, Pugs, what games are we going to play with you? I don't know. I sign off in about an hour. Let's find
out. Parcheesi. I don't
know. Irene on the bottom says, I'm so horny and rub my hole. Can you help? Okay, now we're getting into a whole kind of, I can see how lonely. These are not real. Come on.
I'm trying to find true love, ladies. Calm down.
I have never been so insulted in my life. I am a man of God.
I am not a piece of meat.
Would you look at Victoria? Would you look at Victoria?
I know. And look at Vicky next to her. And Lyudmila.
Okay, man. Look at that. Now we're on a good run here.
Look at Olga.
39, 41, 38, 31. Here we go.
There you go. Now we're talking.
23-year-old Anastasia needs a better beautician. I'm not liking her hair. These women, if they're so desperate, how do they have such nice clothes?
Well, you did point out accurately how many of them have that same red dress on. What is going on? They just have like a wardrobe where they take a picture next to the lobby of the Ukrainian dating or Ukrainian wife office. Where they put you in a red dress.
Victoria is just crazy hot. This is all right. Who else we got? Oh, loading. Please wait. There's always more, James. There's always more. Oh my God. Olga looks 15. What is going on here? I'm going to need to see some documentation on Olga. I don't believe.
I don't know. Some people pay extra for that.
Yeah. People that we need to be monitoring.
Throwing into a wood chipper.
Zoya is 36.
I like her. Jesus.
Yeah. I like.
Natalia's amazing. Lisa's amazing.
They're all amazing.
I like Nastia. I like her name too. Her name's Nastia.
Nastia.
I wonder what that means in English.
Hey, hold on a second. 47-year-old Kasunya is asking me, Pugs, do you want to be my man? Well, how much does this cost, sweetie? I mean, let's negotiate.
Look, another Svetlana, and she's amazing.
God, they're all these are Russian women. I'm telling you,
not real.
When I was a kid, no, but they're real Russian women. These are real. They all got Russian looks. They all look like Russian women. When I was younger, James, growing up during the Cold War, there was a misinformation campaign perpetrated by the United States government that made all of us think that Russian women were disgusting. There was a Wendy's commercial ad for Wendy's, and the bit was this is what a fashion show in the Soviet Union looks like, and it was a bunch of really heavy set women in their 50s with babushkas all wearing the same like gray drab outfit, and then the announcer was like, and now we have evening wear, and she'd come out and it was like the same outfit, and now morning wear, and it was the same outfit. And I remember as a kid growing up thinking, man, women in Russia are gross. Then the Soviet Union fell apart and they all came over here as porn stars. And I was like, what? We were lied to. Our government was trying. I think that they were afraid that if we knew how gorgeous women in Russia were, that we would somehow soften our Cold War stance.
No, I think there were still hints that got through because you remember that it was a big documentary in the 80s called Spies Like Us that had some absolutely beautiful Russian women in it.
Yeah, that's true. That was
Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd.
Trying to think, but I'm trying to think of who the model was. It was in, and we had Paulina Poroskova. Yeah, I think we were led to believe that the really good ones were let through, and that there were only a couple of them.
I remember when I was a little kid thinking Katarina Witt was pretty amazing.
Oh yeah.
She had a little attitude, and she kind of had like that evil Russian look. Like in the next Bond movie, she's going to be the villain's girlfriend, or the one that pets the cat or whatever. Yeah.
My God, dude. I can't believe it. This is insane. I actually found the Wendy's commercial that I was citing. So here, we got to watch this. You got to see what I'm talking about. Hold on. So this is what they wanted us to believe Russian women looked like back in the height of the Cold War. This is a Wendy's commercial from, it says 1985. There it is. Okay. So let me pull it up for you. All right. This is, it's like they were afraid that young men would suddenly, there we go. All right. Would stop hating on the Soviet Union if we knew how incredible their women were. So this was the American disinformation campaign that was perpetrated on an entire generation. This is what they made us think Russian women looked like. Can you see it?
Yep. Looks great.
Evening Claire! See?
Pay attention, please. Thank you. It's next day there.
See?
Really nice. It's next evening there.
See, they were lying to us.
Having no choice is no fun. That's why at Wendy's, every hamburger isn't dressed the same. You'll get your choice of fresh toppings, fresh tomatoes, fresh lettuce, fresh onions, cheese, bacon, and more. Having a choice is better than not.
It's next swim there.
It's a funny commercial, though. Western propaganda. There you go. That's what it was all about.
I think I remember that now that you play it. They come on during football games.
It was on all the time. It was. I don't know if it was before or after the "Where's the Beef Lady," but it was one of the Wendy's commercials from back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can almost tell by the film quality that was like 1985, 86.
Should we go back to should we back and scroll some more, or are we done? We pretty much established that there's a lot of good choices. Although, is it one of those kind of deals where you're like, yeah, I want Ludmilla, and then they're like, we all sold out of Ludmilla. There are no more Ludmillas. Would you like Birgit? Who? This is Birgit.
Okay, so there's an intermediate step that Creeper told me about where you actually have to go over there, and before you're gonna pay, you get a chance to meet them in person and spend some time with them. And after a week with them in the Ukraine, they either come home with you, y'all both agree to it, or it doesn't happen. Either one of you can step away.
Well, they're coming home with you. What are they involved in this for, right? They're just...
I don't know. Dude, if you're 74 and you look like a bag of bones and
what if you're awful?
You're kind of like a grumpy old guy with hair growing out of your ears and everything's gray and you're all bald and you're kind of bent over and yeah.
Do you think anybody's ever, do you think any guy that's gone over and had to do that was like a good looking guy that would be otherwise a catch? He just... Because you imagine, you're probably flying over there with a bunch of, dudes that look like me on my worst day, right? So if you were even halfway passable, you might be the Johnny Bravo of the group. You might be the one that all the ladies are into.
Dude, yeah, and you got to think about it. As disgusting as we are compared to the average guy, if we went over to the Ukraine as a guy buying a bride, they would feel like I am the luckiest lady alive to get a guy like this. they would actually appreciate us because they were expecting 74-year-old bag of bones, or they saw Svetlana go home with a 74-year-old bag of bones who was old and gross and curmudgeonly and not fun and not cool and talked bad to her. But man, they got to get out of here because they ran out of food again this year.
I think I could win them over. I think that I could be charming enough that if I would be nice to them. Especially if there was one that was like really attractive that I was really attracted to, I could probably win them over. What, a week? We're gonna spend a week in Gdansk. We can have a nice little weekend in Gdansk or Kiev or wherever the hell it is that we are.
Kiev, Sevastopol.
Wherever. Sevastopol, I believe is how it's pronounced. You talking about them?
I've only read the word. I've never even heard it pronounced.
Sevastopol on the Crimea. Right there. It's Russia's largest military base, don't you know? All right, so let's move on from that. We've established that. What is it that Bill says? There's a couple of YouTube documentaries that show the singles trips to the Ukraine. Well, I will be checking those out. And as we say it, look, we've got a whole bunch of Ukrainian friends popping into the show. We have these bots that keep showing up in our chat room. We should just talk to them. We should see if we can get them to break character. Hey, bot, can you break bot character and tell us about the women of the Ukraine? Because you got a couple of gentlemen here who are intrigued.
Right. It's also got to be hard for the guy that was dating Svetlana when 74-year-old bag of bones comes over and buys her away. And he's like, really, that's all it took? And just money. You'd rather go with this nasty 74-year-old dude than tough it out with me. At least we have each other. Nope. Wasn't good enough.
Baby, come on, come back to me. Stop it, Yorgi. I don't want to be with you, Yorgi. I want to go home to Milwaukee with Stan.
But I have an excellent harvest of barley this year.
But I am Yorgi, king of the mountain people. You must come home to me, to my mud hut.
I have 50 gallons of insecticide.
No, Yorgi. I'm going to Milwaukee with Stan. Yeah, Stan. Stan the old.
That sounds Milwaukee, doesn't it?
Stan the retired plumber. He worked at the Miller Brewing Company. He did all the pipes. There was a lot of work to be done.
Okay, so to your earlier theory, there has to be, out of the thousands of guys who've done this, I don't know, maybe millions of guys who've done this, there has to be some guy that's just young and handsome, and he's had his head buried in his career, and he has a thing. He has a thing for Russian women, and like that's his jam, and you can't blame him for it. And there's nothing icky or bad intentions about it. That's just what he likes. And
what about just a good-looking, young, happening, rich guy who's just, this is his fetish? The idea of just owning someone that he wants to go. So that's got to be okay for her, right?
Yeah, if there are dudes that are willing to put cameras in public bathrooms, there are dudes that are into this. Yeah,
absolutely. Because there's guys that got a lot of dudes. I understand. At least I see on Facebook and Twitter who are upset that you can't just own women anymore.
Yeah, right.
Guys who would
can't just buy her.
Oh, what do you mean? I don't get it. All right, it is a real thing, and it really does happen. And there you go.
I met a guy. I just can't believe I met a guy. I thought that was like the X-ray glasses in the back of your Mad magazine or Cracked or whatever.
God, I can't get over how hot those women were.
That can't be real. They can't be that hot.
Do they have bait and switch laws over there? I don't know.
Well, the thing is, you do go and meet them. You do get a chance to spend literally a week with them.
Hold on. Let me just ask this question. What do Russian mail order brides really look like, right? I mean, there's got to be some page or some story that was written about that, right?
Some great man has done this work for us.
Let's see here. Why Russian women become mail order brides? Well, we get why. We know why.
Yeah, because you don't want to use a public toilet.
No, okay, these are all ads. So like the first... Oh, there's a frequently asked question. Business Insider did a whole thing of frequently asked questions about Russian mail order brides. Should we see?
That's right up our alley, yeah.
All right, let's see what some of the questions are.
Doesn't sound very business related, Business Insider.
Well, a lot. You described the gentleman perfectly. He's too, nose to the grindstone. He's very big into his business. He doesn't have time to date. He would very much like a beautiful young woman. So,
Good Lord.
Business Insider. All right. Do you have any moral objections to the type of business that you do? I mean, is this question
Not her.
for us or for them? Is this a question for me or for them? I sell aluminum siding. I don't have any moral objections to that. I'm Gary from Western Pennsylvania. I'm just lonely.
Well, are there any moral objections? Like, if you do this, are you a pimp, technically?
Oh, these are the girls answering. All right. So the answer is I feel kind of uneasy. I feel kind of uneasy sometimes thinking about men who literally think you can buy women. You can't. Many guys think you can. I don't know what that is. Is that's sort of like a Greek? That's a Greek lady I used to work with at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Not Russian.
Selling heroes.
What kind of woman typically signs up for this service? Age. Are they really hot?
These are great questions. They sound stupid, but this is what we want to know because we're stupid.
Cutting to the chase. This is exactly what we want.
I get it. I'm dumb.
We have women between the ages of 18 through late 50s. Yeah.
Gross.
I bet there's a lot more late 50s, and I bet the 18s go quick, don't they? I'm just imagining.
Gross, but yes.
Some are indeed really hot. Circumstance? Who knows? Judging from their photos and videos, they're doing okay. Not rich, but not digging potatoes out of the frozen tundra.
Okay.
Oh, we wanted to know. Question 3. What are the measures you take to ensure that the women aren't scammers? Well, I mean, I would imagine that there's not many measures you can take. I mean, the whole thing sounds like a scam, but okay.
Man, isn't it like a willing scam?
To ensure, yeah, really. Is it a scam if the targeted party doesn't really care? Or
Yeah, take my money and pretend to love me. We're down. Yeah.
That's the deal. That's the arrangement. If the scam is that you're only pretending to love me, so be it. To ensure the women are who they say they are, we review their photo IDs and make a copy for our records. This generally gets rid of identity thieves, celebrity photos, and Boris pretending to be Natasha. That, and we have live video streaming so men can see the women themselves. The women must also record and submit a validation video in which they state they are using the service of their own free will, that they will not accept money to participate on the site, and that they will not request money or gifts from our members. It's like when somebody says they're not allowed to accept tips, but then they do.
Sure don't accept tips, that's for sure. Yeah.
Would you consider a motive for these women to become a bride to be the desire to leave Russia? Well, of course.
Maybe they're just into really old American dudes.
Most women join
That's their fetish.
Yeah. No, I have poster of Stan from Milwaukee in my bedroom as teen girl.
I have daddy issues.
I have always dreamed of Stan from Milwaukee. Most women join the site because they're curious or adventurous. All right, well, that's a nice way to say that they want to get the hell out of whatever, Borat.
That's a yes. Right. That's a yes.
They want to expand their dating pool. The women aren't clamoring to leave Russia like many Westerners think. Please.
Aren't they?
Really?
Yeah.
In fact, getting a visa and moving thousands of miles away from their home is pretty grueling, as you can imagine. Yeah, unless their entire family has been trampled by tanks over the last 10 years.
Or you know what else is grueling? Eating gruel. How about that?
Yes,
That's literally grueling.
They're tired of eating stray dogs. As someone who is deeply attracted to European women, what are my best options to fulfill this desire?
Go to Plano?
A prostitute? Yeah, I don't know. Answer. I'd tell you to take a look at the profiles. We have nearly 10,000 women. Message a few ladies who appeal to you. Be polite and respectable at all times, and take it from there. Also, have realistic expectations. Well, I'm pretty sure these guys have one expectation, right? They're in this for one thing.
Don't you be lecturing me about realistic, okay?
Yeah. Is the movie Birthday Girl with Nicole Kidman a pretty accurate portrayal of what usually happens?
I don't know this movie. I don't know. What is this, Pugs?
I have no idea. I've never.
Oh, you're supposed to know this stuff.
I have never heard of Nicole Kidman's Birthday Girl. No, If I recall, the man in that movie ordered the woman without meeting her first, which isn't realistic. Also, he called customer service in one scene and got a voicemail. We're available 24/7 to meet your Russian
We're
bride.
way better than that hack movie.
Yes. Hello, customer service. It's Stan from Milwaukee. Ludmilla tried to kill me in my sleep last night.
Just in case you thought Nicole Kidman was really a mail order bride, we're way better than that.
Hold on, Stan from Milwaukee. Let me transfer you. All right, let's see what else do we got here.
What was the name of that movie? I'm gonna look that crap up.
Birthday Girl. Nicole Kidman, Birthday Girl. Are you going to offer a Groupon?
Shut up. You found the love of your life with a Groupon. You got a discount on your ass. Stop.
There ain't no such thing as a Groupon for a... We actually would. But due to all the mail order bride stereotype sites, like Groupon won't work with us. Well, that's questions to these answers to these questions have been provided by RussianLoveMatch.com. So it's a good one. That's a good one. Question. This was always my backup plan. what are your backup? This is from the time I'm 14 years old. I've always either wanted to organically meet and fall in love with someone that I share a lot in common with, raise children, have a nice, happy home, or just buy a lady online. That's the backup plan.
It's equally romantic. Yes.
It is. It's either, 6 of one, half dozen of the other. It's pretty much the same thing for me. Okay, so what's the full question? This was always my backup plan. But now all I hear about is how these girls stay until they get a full citizenship after a few years and then take off on the guy.
Yes, that's what happened twice to this guy already. And he was willing to do it again. Totally worth it in his eyes.
Hey, you're referring to a green card scammer. It happens, so you should choose your mate wisely, not just because she's hot. Well, okay.
Well, she ain't going like me, like I like her. Okay,
you say that now. Yeah, right. It's like we know going into this.
Yes, easy to say, smart aleck. Right. Thanks, Business Insider.
Do you hear about any success/horror stories? Answer. I hear success stories all the time. Many couples email us their pictures and stories for the testimonials page. Most of the horror stories I heard came from our customer service department about men who literally expected to buy a bride and were mad when a woman didn't do what they wanted. Meet on command, chat on command, marry on command. I imagine that's a big part of it. I imagine there's a lot of guys who get involved in this expecting that they're going to have a pet, a sexy pet that they can dress up and, keep in the house when they go out with the boys. Question. Yep. I've heard claims that sometimes you can marry a bride. She claims abuse after she gets citizenship and then she leaves you. Is this true? Well, does she have the bruises? Answer. Yes, this happens. There are risks to Russian dating, there are risks to dating a Russian girl that you organically meet in a bar, man. I am telling you, that's why I put Russian girls at the top of the list of the most dangerous women to date. They are scary.
Like you catch them stuffing ballot boxes and things.
No, worse than that, man.
Just playing, dude. Just playing, being an idiot.
Yeah, man.
Stealing elections, the old Russians.
They will cut things off of you. They are just, they get ripped. Pugs, what are you doing? Why are you talking about it? Because I knew a couple. I come from Chicago. There's a very large Russian community in Chicago. I have known girls from Russia, and they are nuts. You go out to clubs with them, and they get blitzed, and they start fights. And then there's always like Igor, their friend in a leather jacket, who shows up, and then suddenly, you're fighting with Igor and his friend. Oh, they are trouble.
There's always a Vladimir in there.
Oh, God.
Maybe a Mikhail. But I've always thought the Russians were an incredibly cool, people and culture, because in the whole space race, they beat us to Sputnik. They beat us to a dude in space. They beat us to a monkey in space, or I think they shot a dog up there. They were the first ones to land a probe on the moon. They were the first ones to land a probe on Venus. They were the first ones to do all kinds of the sort of rocket stuff. They had a jet airplane before we did.
And they also had an over 50% failure rate with things blowing up and people dying, but we won't mention that. They were putting something up once every couple of weeks. You want to get into a space race conversation with me? See,
Oh,
we
I'm
had
not
guys
saying they
over
did
us.
better than the United States.
That's
Like
exactly what you're saying. You're saying
I'm
they beat
saying,
us to everything.
I'm
We
saying
did
they
it
got there
right.
first. They threw a
Right.
little more death and human
Yeah.
suffering at it than we did, but
Yeah.
they did manage to, even though it was sloppy and bloody, they did manage to beat us to a handful of scientific achievements, and then they just fell off the map. I mean, like it's weird how much Russia has fallen off. Like their economy has shrunk by like 2/3, and like their population is in decline. So it's really a failed state on the decline, no doubt. But they had a bright shining about 10 years.
The
10 years.
Not even though, because I am telling you, the Russian space, the early 1960s up, actually even before that, the Sputnik program. I mean, they used to put things up there. They used to try and put things up like once a week, and those things would
Blow
explode.
up.
People would die. Hundreds of people. The worst launch pad disaster in history happened in Russia in like the early 1960s, where like 500 people were killed, and nobody knew about it until after the Soviet Union failed.
What?
Yes.
Oh,
Nobody
man. Do they have
knew.
video of that?
Yeah.
Is,
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know. Where you know what is that show? There was it's either I think it's From the Earth to the Moon, which was so good. There was like a conversation about, well, you know what's happening over there. The world doesn't know. Anyway. Yeah. So they would basically try anything without any regard for the life of the person they were putting in there. And when it didn't work, they'd go, okay, that don't work. Now let's try this. Meanwhile, in America, we had to get everything perfect. We had to actually do the math. They were just look at this one. Okay. What is the success rate for men? Do you know what the men are like? Are they sexist or just into exotic women? It's a mix.
yes.
Yes. Yes. That's it. The answer is yes. The success rate is impossible to calculate because we don't keep tabs on members or their status of their relationships. The men vary, of course. Some are sexist and into exotic women, but most are normal guys who are intrigued by the idea. No, they're not.
No, they're not normal guys. You just want me to think that this isn't an abnormal thing. But it is.
It's bad for business to call your client base weirdos, so you can't come out and do that.
Yeah, it's mostly a bunch of pervs. Yeah.
Why is it branded as Russian brides rather than some sort of East meets West dating site? The whole buying a bride thing makes me feel queasy and grim. Why do you use the title Russian brides?
Because that's what they're buying, dude.
Russian brides has been the industry speak for years. And the industry speak.
Yeah.
There's a whole lingo for the industry. Russian brides has been the industry speak for years. And it's how men search for sites like ours. Though many men say they want an intelligent, funny, or moral Russian women, those aren't the search terms they use. Hot Russians and Russian brides are two of the top keywords in the Russian dating industry. And as we are an online business, we naturally want to capture that traffic. Thus, hot Russian brides plus intelligentrussianbrides.com or beautifulrussianbrides.com just doesn't have the same ring to it. I get that. You know what? Can I just say something about the Russian bride who is answering these questions? I kind of appreciate her candor. I appreciate the way she's answering these questions. She's being a bit sunny, but
she's admitting, hey, scams do happen, fraud does happen, abuse does happen.
These women on the site claim to be 18 and 19-year-old engineers. And they supposedly look like that?
What a great question. Thank you.
Good question.
Wow. Business Insider's knocking this out of the park.
James, I don't know about you. I'm finding this extremely informative. This is every question that I could come up with they are asking.
And you know what? Still don't want to do it.
Still don't.
Still gross as hell.
Here's what I'd be okay with. I would be okay with a creepy neighbor brought one over, and then she could be the sexy neighbor that I flirt with. And
no, I would ask her 1,000 questions every day, and she would hate me.
The women probably mean that they're studying to be an engineer. Oh, this is like, the dancer.
Pre-med.
Yeah. Whatever. I'm pretty skeptical about that one. A girl like that could easily be a professional model. You have to wonder how legitimate this site actually is. Answer. This is a totally valid concern. Keep in mind, though, that they're all made up to look their absolute best, and those are professional photos the introduction agencies where women go to use computer help to set up. Also, the most popular equals hottest. Women appear on the site first. We have plenty of average-looking women as well. Let me see some of the average. Don't you want to see something like? Don't you want to see what average is? Don't you want to see what the median is? I don't really care about the. I mean, I do. I mean, it's nice to look at, but I am interested to see what the rank and file. What is the average? What does the average girl look like?
Yeah, give me the girl with Midland popularity.
I don't want to see, Portia de Rossi. I want to see the Ellen DeGeneres. I want to see the ones that, don't have the glamour thing going on. I want to see the realistic ones.
The other girl from Destiny's Child.
The one that isn't Beyonce. Are the weights and heights a little embellished? A woman who is 5 feet 8 inches should not weigh 110 pounds. Well, they're starving, first of all.
You never heard of a famine in your first world problems?
I suspect. Yes, that is definitely a first world luxury to question a woman's body proportion. I suspect they shave a few pounds off their stated weights, like women tend to do. A lot of guys who go after foreign women make a big thing about weight and fat Western women. So maybe that has something to do with it.
Oh, it's my fault. It's my fault, Pugs.
We have unnatural body requirements.
My ridiculous expectations drive them to lie. Okay.
Question, do you set the women up with professional photographers because mostly all of these photos aren't exactly mirror shots like OK Cupid? She already answered that. She already said that. We don't even waste our time on that. She said yes, they do.
We're experts at this point, yeah.
Now, what about any hot Russian grooms? Oh,
you just failed the gay test, yeah.
What's going on here? She's cute, though. This one, she's not being overly sexy. She's just very pretty. Hey, no hot Russian grooms yet. I'd like to see some as well. Oh, God.
Nice attitude.
No, this is not something a woman would ever do. A woman would rather be alone for the rest of her life than subject herself to this level of humiliation. Having to buy. That's not a thing women do. Women are much better than we are.
Yeah.
What's the return policy like on a bride? You break it, you own it. Do you get a refund? There's no refund policy, of course, because the women aren't for sale. The site is simply a fun way for men and women to expand their dating pool and meet people from abroad. Good Lord, how many questions are there? So you're saying these women are looking for partners outside of Russia and the Ukraine in order to go out of their own country and start living, get married to whomever they've met online? Answer. The women are open to meeting men from other countries and possibly marrying one, but by joining the site, they aren't guaranteeing they will marry a foreign man. Any more than a woman on Match.com will guarantee she'll marry someone from that site. Hot Russian Brides is a nice dating site. The women aren't literally for sale. Don't you want to know how much it's going to cost now? I want to know how much money we're because this is just. If it's going to cost me like $100,000, wouldn't you assume it would be?
Didn't you already look this up? Wasn't there one that was like $100,000 or something?
Yeah, but there were no like dollar signs or pound sign. I don't know what kind of dollars that was. It was 40,000. 40,000 what? Rupees?
Rupees, rubles or something.
I don't know what a ruble is worth. I got to ask that question. Hold on, let me ask.
It's in V-Bucks.
How much for a Russian mail order bride? What do we need James? We got to scratch up some cash here. Let's figure out how much it's going to cost us. Okay, so no. You know what it is? This is like any high-end purchase. They're not going to tell you. You're going to have to negotiate. Okay, here we go. Getting a Russian mail order bride can cost you anywhere between $5,000 and $30,000. Ultimately, your Russian mail order bride costs depend on the website and the service you use. This includes membership and further tools requiring credits.
I'll take 2.
I'll take for $5,000. Let's see
what.
You just a tiny armed girl shows up, she's like, hello. She's
with a hairy back.
Not all working. Evening queer. All right, so here's another site. How much are Russian mail order brides? Getting a Russian mail order bride can cost you anywhere between $5,000 and $30,000. Ultimately, blah blah blah. my God, this one in this side looks just like Alyssa Milano. I'm not entirely sure it's not Alyssa Milano. Okay, so first you got a registration fee.
Okay.
$20 a month. That's fine. That's pretty much my Hulu and Disney Plus bundle.
Yeah, it's a bar tab.
Can handle that. Mail order bride websites require you to spend credits to communicate. This means instant messages, emails, sending photos and videos, audios and video calls cost credits. Instant messages are usually the cheapest feature, and video calls are the most expensive. Still, you can buy credits in bulk. Usually 100 credits cost around $400. All right, so this is just a slow roll to get every dime that you've got in savings. I'm done with this. I don't have any more. Do you have any more questions?
No, still not doing it.
Do you know of other websites women are literally for sale?
I want to get someone else to do it and watch them. I think you're right. To have your neighbor do this would be amazingly entertaining. It'd be a whole bit, man.
That's the way.
This is the way.
Jeff says you can return your Russian bride, but there's an 80% restocking fee.
Well played, sir.
How many mail order brides are still with Stan 3 years after arriving in
None.
Milwaukee?
None. 1 out of 100.
I don't know. If all goes well, they might put Stan in a grave. Stan will go with a smile on his face. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what retired Stan, the plumber from Milwaukee, is looking for.
Okay, there is the chance. I can see, like, if you get one of the $5,000 ones or one on the cheaper end of the scale, that even if you end up with like a Lee from engineering, that after 3 years, he's still your best option. You know, you don't know English that well, and you don't have a whole lot of friends, and there's no dudes that are hitting on you. Where are you gonna live?
Okay, first of all, there's always going to be a dude hitting on you. You know that. It doesn't matter. I mean, the most ridiculous foreign purchased bride can hang out at the little Okie bar in whatever town she's in, and she'll be popular.
Yeah, but if she's been sitting in the corner of Lee's office for the last 3 years, she don't know that. And she hasn't met any of those dudes. She needs a place to sleep tonight. If she leaves him, she needs a place to sleep tonight. She needs money. Does she have a bank account? Does she have her own debit card? If you give her the tools to leave you, of course she can leave. But I think a lot of these chicks just coast.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Some of them.
Yeah, the other thing about Lee's bride, as I recall, I want to say that she was uncomfortably young. I want to say that it was a conversation that we all had.
Well, I don't think it was uncomfortable for him.
Well, no. Pretty sure it was for her, though. I don't know about for him. All right, James, I don't think we can do better than that. I'm ready to call it. You ready to call it?
Yeah, I'm just going to go look at some Katerina Witt pictures on Google Images or whatever.
Katerina.
There was a Katerina Witt reference earlier, and I mistakenly attributed her as Russian, but she was East German, which in 1986 was the same thing. Yeah.
All right, let's see how she's doing.
They all look alike. Like if I brought up East Germans and Russians, you could tell me which is which.
She okay. I also, I mean, I know exact. I mean, I remember those. I remember her, the figure skater Katerina Witt, and it's Witt. And I remember having the same feelings that a young James had regarding her. All right, so let's see how she's doing.
Stretching out my underoos.
Can we see that, or is that big? All right.
That's all right. She looks
That's all
good
right.
thick.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. She's probably in her mid-50s.
Exactly, right? How old would she be?
Mid-50s. Okay. Let's find out how old Katerina Witt is. You can do that. You do it. I got a bunch.
Why are you saying Witt?
Because that's how
I know, but we're in America, and so we speak American.
Look at her there. Look at her. She's so cute. She was the little communist ice skater.
Look at you. She's 56, and that is cute. Dude, I would overthrow capitalism for that.
She won the hearts of every red-blooded American boy. What was she better than Kerrigan?
No, she was 4 years before Kerrigan. She was better than like Michelle Kwan or something like that.
No, I mean better, like, because I had a crush on Kerrigan too. I thought Kerrigan was pretty.
Katerina Witt is hotter than Nancy Kerrigan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna fight you. We're not gonna. You probably
she might be the hottest of all time. I mean, by our low base, stupid standards.
Yeah, very minimal knowledge of the figure skating world. Yeah, the ones that made it to the very top.
We hadn't put a whole lot of deep thought into this.
Right. I'm sure Michelle Kwan was adorable and whatever. But yeah, Katarina Witt is the one that stands out in my mind. She was great. But it's funny that of those women from that part of the world, that's the one that you remember. Because I would go Paulina Poroskova. That's the one that like really pops out. That was the first one where I went, wow, they got those over there. I didn't think they had those over there. I mean, the whole supermodel world was Christy Brinkley. It was all these blonde Southern California beach girls. And then all of a sudden, Sports Illustrated throws a little Paulina Poroskova at us with her like scary, hard Russian looks. And I remember the poster where she was wrapped with a boa constrictor and nothing. Oh my God. That was a whole different kind of thing. You know who I'm talking about? You remember Paulina?
Paulina Poroskova, no.
Oh, okay. Then before you go, hold on. Well, here's the thing. She made the news recently because she is posing. She's posing sexy again. And she's like in her mid-50s. Here she is. She famously married Rick Ocasek of the...
the Cars.
The Cars. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. She was a figure skater? I thought she was a model.
No, she wasn't. Yeah, she was a model. She was a supermodel.
Okay. I thought you were talking about figure skaters.
Oh, look at Paulina. That's like 50-something-year-old Paulina. Look at her.
I know. It's a young men out there, learn to play guitar.
Yes, because Rick Ocasek was a very ugly man. He looked like a fly. And
he looked busted, yeah.
He was tall. He looked like Howard Stern without Howard Stern's good looks. I mean, that's how weird looking he was.
Yeah, and he looked like he was 70 when he was 35.
Yeah. And he writes My Best Friend's Girlfriend and Shake It Up, and he gets this. This is what he lives with for 30 years until he dies. They were happily married. They were they lived. I love the Cars, and so I've always been fascinated by
Good. What a great band.
Oh, terrific band. Saw the Cars once live. Terrible live. It sounded fine. They didn't move much. They kind of just did in one place. But they rattled off one hit after another, and it was great. And then they all started to die. Benjamin Orr died, and then Rick Ocasek died. But Rick Ocasek and Paulina Poroskova just lived in like a normal neighborhood, probably like the Highland Park, of of Baltimore. And for years, after she retired, that's where he was from. That's where the Cars were from. And like for years, she would just, there'd be every once in a while, there'd be a tabloid photo of Paulina and her kids at the, local Kroger or whatever. And it was always like, wow, look at her. She married a rock star. She was like the world's biggest supermodel. And now look at her. She's just like a PTA mom. Gosh.
Yeah, walking down the Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah. Well, look at that. That's prime Paulina. That's back when. Are these pictures moving?
Yeah, they're flipping through. You're flipping through it.
All right, I'm trying to find the one with her and the snake because that was the one that the internet didn't even exist and it broke the internet. Her and the snake.
It delayed the internet's development by at least a year or two. Yeah.
It did. There were a lot of nerds who should have been working on code who were otherwise engaged in pictures of Paulina and her big boa constrictor. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back because I want to see that. I don't care. Didn't look like a good.
Why don't you take her name and put Snake or whatever?
Would you look at that? Yeah. Okay. Oh my God. You know why? Because it wasn't Paulina with the snake. It was Natasha Kinski. Do you remember Natasha Kinski? Completely forgot about Natasha Kinski.
No. This is not ringing a bell. What is she from?
No. Well, first of all, she is the daughter of Klaus Kinski. Klaus. Do you know who Klaus Kinski is? He was a weird German experimental film actor who did a bunch of weird stuff. Natasha Kinski. There it is. All right,
Natasha Kinski, Snake. Oh, yep, there it is.
Oh, did you get the snake one?
Yeah, I typed in Snake.
How old is Natasha? Yeah, that was. I thought it was Paulina, but
there it is.
Yeah, look at her. She was pretty cute too. She was pretty great. It was her and Paulina. They were the two that snuck through, and we went, "Oh, okay, so maybe women in that part of the world are hot." There you go.
Good deal. All right. Later.
All right, James. There you go. There he goes. That's Parker of the Pugs and Parker show. He's joins us for at least an hour. We did more than I thought. I had absolutely nothing to do, and look at you, got 90 minutes today.
Hey, and if I do wind up dead, I am not suicidal. If my wife makes it look like a suicide, I am not. I'm
Yeah,
not killing
well-
myself. It was that redhead bitch over there. She did it.
You tell her we went through all of the possible ways, and I'm going to have the coroner look for shards of glass. I'm going to have the coroner look for
It's not a thing.
arson. It is a thing. I actually found something. We didn't get to it because we got distracted by Russian mail order brides, but I found a story. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Don't let me forget, okay? I
Snoke
found the
says
story.
you're wrong.
Snopes, please. All right, bye, James.
Bye.
There he goes. Nice, James. Come here to this night. I had nothing prepared for today. And this is why I like doing this show with somebody, because we just stumbled onto a topic. It was good, maybe it was not good. I don't know, but it entertained us, and honestly, that's half the battle. Things are going good. It's understood. 2, 3, 4. I am on a never-ending. Yes, he's on a never-ending. Tomorrow is another day. The best is yet to come. I have found a different way, so baffling to some. Whoa, whoa. Sidney Poitier, cause of death revealed. He was like 90-something years old, right? Are we really looking for a cause of death in Sidney Poitier? My God. Pretty sure it wasn't a knife fight. That is all I need. I don't need no 401. Okay, now I gotta see. Now I gotta know what Sidney Poitier's cause of death was. Sidney Poitier cause of death has been revealed. Can we move on to Saget? That's the one that I really want. I didn't have all that many questions about Sidney Poitier. The cause of death of famed actor Sidney Poitier was revealed on Sunday, with Los Angeles County coroners reporting it to be due to a mix of heart failure, Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's doesn't kill you. Heart failure does. And prostate cancer. I was reading before we came on here. I found a story about Barbara Walters. Somebody said that Barbara Walters is a bitch. It was a story about, she is a bitch. And I was like, Barbara Walters, dead or alive? I had no idea. I was like, I think I want to say she's dead. I think she's dead. She's not. She's alive. She's 92 and alive. Barbara Walters. I am on a never-ending quest. Tomorrow is another day. The best is yet to come. Best is yet to come. I have found a different way, so baffling to some. Whoa, whoa. I can smile a little now. Things are going good. What's Nick Saban doing? What is this story? I'm seeing these stories here. Getting my prep done a little bit for tomorrow. Seeing if there's anything we... Alabama coach Nick Saban, Joe Manchin's longtime friend, signs letter urging the West Virginia senator to support voting rights. To be on guard, that is understood. Down the road I'll travel, far from the comfort. All right, good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow at noon for High Noon. Love ya. Yes, he's on a never-ending quest.